Well, hello there. It's no secret to people who've been playing with redstone for a while that honey and the block is one of those things that's just useful. It's not quite the slime block, but it's something that, sometimes you need a lot of, but it's a pain to collect manually, just like everything is. And, going at the same time, it's easy to make a simple bee farm. Um, they're usually ugly and all that, but, sometimes it's nice to be able to have a farm just all built, nice, hidden, and discreet. And that's what I've got today. We've incorporated some item filters, a nice little easy filling station, and everything like that. So you can incorporate this someplace and have your redstone mostly hidden and very functional and practical to use, right? So we've got our, bee farm right here. We've got our item sorting and refilling and all that back there. And we've got this set up in such a way that we can collect our honey. Let's just grab a whole bunch. We could then go turn and craft it into blocks that we can store wherever we want. And then we can put our bottles right back into the system to be used again, right? Nice, quick, and easy. And it's all nice, compact. The redstone's pretty well hidden. It is a little on the wide side, but if you pre-plan your builds well enough, that shouldn't really slow you down much at all. So I'm going to go through showing you how to build this. Give me just a few minutes to collect the materials we're going to need, and then we'll get started. Okay, materials gathered. Huh. Nice, easy. It's going to be simple. All right, so what kind of things do we need? We're going to need some hoppers, some droppers, dispensers, observers, our redstone dust, glass in this particular case to surround it, some of our building blocks. I've just got a stack here. The number is not particularly important, and it can be whatever building blocks you want. Stairs, chest for our collection system, a couple of comparators, a repeater, and a few things like this. So, I forgot the most important thing, mud. We are going to need 7 blocks of mud. Um, so really, what we want to do is get everything set up nice, quick, and easy, and just run with it, right? So over here you can see I've got a chest set up and all of that. I think the easiest place is to figure out where you want your collection and kind of work your way back from there, right? So we're going to build this in the air. There is just a little bit of redstone hidden under the ground, right? All right, and we can see our collection system is at the same level as a hopper line I've got going back here, right? So we're going to go ahead, put our collection system right here, and that's where our honey bottles are going to come out. Below that, I want to have a couple of droppers, right? One facing into the chest, and then another one facing into that guy. From him, we're going to have ourselves a couple of hoppers coming over here. And they need to be just a little bit lower because we've got our hopper line for our honey collection coming not too far away. All right, we want a dropper here as well. Nope, nope, nope. Dropper one more up. There we go. So in line. And from him, we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, on top of that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's where our mud's going to be. Now, our beehives ultimately need to go right behind these. And then our dispensers are going to go right behind them. So easiest thing, have 2 layers. Place your dispensers first because they're directional and you want them facing into your beehives. Then go ahead and place your beehives down. And then we want to take our observers on top and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You'll see I've got a couple more, and that's because we want to be able to make some quick clocks down low to do everything. All right, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 14. All right, so that is most of our cycling system already set up. Here, you don't have to have ice. I do like to have ice though, so coming back to all of this. And then we want to ultimately have our hoppers coming into here. Now, your exact route that you can take, you can go a couple of different ways. This one, I've got my dropper off to the side and shooting out this way. In fact, we're just going to go ahead and copy that across, and our water stream will be out here. But we also have it going up. Let's see, colored blocks, class. There we go. And we'll make a little bubble vader up here that will ultimately end up going across all of this. So bubble vader, you can put soul sand down right here, and that will allow your bottles to come up faster. You don't want to go straight up with this guy because we need something to block the bees in on this side. And bees are not the smartest creatures in Minecraft. They will kill themselves in water. So once we've got this kind of set up and lined up back here, we want some honey. Oh, I wanted the honey there. There we go. And the reason we want honey here, honey is just a hair thinner than our glass. You can't really see it on the pixels, but it'll allow our bottles to slam up against this, and they'll ride along the edge of this hopper line coming all the way back. So once they're doing that, they're not going to get caught in the little divots that are down here. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and fill this guy up with water. 1, 2, 3, and we got that. You're going to want to put a cap up here, especially if you're using soul sand down here, because it's going to pop up so fast that the bottles will attempt to fly up and out, and that is a little bit of a problem. Now you can see our water stream doesn't flow all the way across right here. We don't want that, so we do need something to block things in. You can use a slab or a sign or something. I always go with the sign. I have found that the slab, sometimes things get bunched up here and it causes problems. And if we got our ice, which I meant to put up top, not down low, down in the floor here, it'll slip right across. And then we can put another water bucket right here, which will allow items to flow nicely all the way across to the end here. And that is going to be our cycling system for empty bottles. Now, one of the things that we want is to be able to pull bottles out of our little hopper pipeline there, which means I actually built this one too far forward. Whoops. Or one too far back. There we go. So that's going to go there. And then we need to put in an item filter right here that's going to put our honey-filled bottles up into there. And we're just going to use a standard item filter setup here. So we want to come up here. Standard item filter requires a comparator, a repeater, a redstone torch, and some redstone dust. We want to see what's in here, so we put our comparator there. And then we ultimately want to be able to lock this hopper so it only starts moving once this gets full to the necessary number of items. In order to unlock it, though, we need to be able to send a signal in, which is going to be done by this repeater here. And in order to get the signal over to the repeater, which will read off this block, we put dust all the way across. Up here, you're then going to want to put in your items. Normally, you should rename your items. I'm not going to here, but rename whatever you want to filter. And then, in order to filter what we want, we need to grab ourselves one honey bottle, which you could ultimately get out of the farm. We put that here, and bada bing, bada boom. Now, they only stack up to 16, so we need to get up to, I believe it's 10, so the 11th one will go through. So that 11th guy should be right here right now. Perfect. Now they're going to pass through. Now once we have everything up to here, we do need a way to get everything up. So we can build ourselves a simple observer clock setup that you can hide in here a couple of different places, however you like. I'm going to, well, I'm using an observer clock. You could also just use the, what do you, well, hold on. You could do it like this, right? And you can create your clock that'll send whatever up there. You put your other block, I use the target block, there we go. Target block there, so when you get something in here, such as your honey bottles, it will then start going, shoot them all the way up, and all of that, right? But since we're doing the two of them here, it's better if we use the observer clock because we can power everything off of the same spot. So let's see, we want our observers and our sticky pistons here. So observer facing up into the sky, and then we want an observer down here. We want a sticky piston that's going to ultimately push this, boom, and then we put our comparator here, and then our redstone dust right behind it. That way, instead of just pushing it up into there, next time we have it, we'll get our clock going, and it'll push them all the way up. Because we're hard powering this, it'll trigger this guy here as well. Now, we also need to get ourselves a clock coming on this guy here, and that's a little bit trickier because we're dealing with a little bit of a space constraint, right? But we can use a very similar clock setup where we can come up here and put him down like that, put him up like that. Now the thing is, we've got this redstone dust right here, right? So anytime I put a piston right here, it's already powered. That's not going to work for us. But what I can do instead is put the piston coming directly into the comparator, right? And then so that it sees what's in front of it, this guy down here now is going to be here. So that's going to create our clock. And then this, boom. So we're just looping it around with our 3 observers instead, right? So we got that. That's all of the redstone. Now you just got to close this guy in, decorate him up however you want, like we did over there. I had the mangrove logs that were stacked up nice and neat. Go ahead and close this guy in. And then all we need is some flowers, which, let's see, what's fun? Let's do allium. The flower type doesn't matter as long as they're one tall flowers. And then you close it all the way up and fill it with bottles, right? Now, the reason everything was kind of hidden before is I had used stairs over here in order to let me see this guy, right? And I'm sure you guys have seen this kind of an idea 1,000 times before, but you want to put a stair, facing the regular way here, and then one sideways here. It gives you just that hair of an opening so that you can come over here, craft everything up, and put your glass bottles in there. Now, the hard part about this early game for some players is going to be getting enough glass bottles in order to fill up this system. But let's go ahead and get the system started so we can see it. Shooting our bottles up, coming to the honey, and you can see it's riding that back line back there and filling things up. It's because of the observer clock going to be filling the first and second one for sure, maybe the occasional one into the third, until it fills up, and then they will continue to come down here. So you don't lose any bottles. You are going to want to block this off ultimately. They can slip by really fast. Now, the nice thing about this arrangement, if I need to extend these bottles down another 7, 8, 9, 10 hives, what I could do is I could put an ice block right under right here. And as they slip across, it'll be riding on top of the ice, so it'll let it flow. Then you can put in a slab or a sign right here, another water source, and continue this down as far as you need. Now, since I'm in creative, I did not pre-fill these hives, and you can use the natural hives or the created ones, right? But we'll just try to throw a bunch of bees in here. They don't seem to like it very much. So let's time set, or no, not tick, time set night. There we go. Now they should go into the hive. These are better or easier to create in creative if you do it during the night. The bees will, for the most part, go straight into their hives, and you can see that as I'm filling this guy up right now. And now we have way too many bees in our world, probably. We'll go ahead and close this back up, and our farm is fully functional. Anytime a bee goes in or out of a hive, it's going to update, and the observers will see it. They'll try to spit a bottle out from the dispenser, which, if there's honey in the hive, will then collect it as a honey bottle, which will come down into here, and we can collect it from there. So, boom, nice, quick, simple build. And it keeps most of your redstone hidden. You are going to want to build it, a little lower to the ground, obviously, like I did with this one. To hide this little bit of redstone here, all I did over here is I threw down a couple of trapdoors. In this case, probably could use something like a moss carpet or something of that nature. Set it on top of all of this instead. But that's it. Nice, quick, simple. Redstone very concealed. Can use the block palette you like to blend it into your build. And you've got a nice, clean look overall. I did put light sources in there. They're not required. And as far as I know, a 1x1 space isn't large enough for any mobs to spawn, so you don't have to worry about it. But anyway, bee farm. Nice, quick, easy, hidden, discreet. Maybe you learned a couple of things about some of these observer clocks and the dispensers. Hope you did. But anyway, thanks for coming, checking it out. Like, comment, subscribe. If there's anything else that you want to see where it's trying to hide some redstone that already exists, or you're looking for a concept for something new that you've never seen before, let me know. I'd love to take a crack at it and see what I come up with. But anyway, thanks for coming. I'll catch you next time. Bye now.